Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am NonStopTravelVV, and yes, I lied to you. I lied to you when I said that the only thing that I like more than traveling is good luggage. I mean, it is sort of true, but we did not consider business class travel. So when I fly business class, then I have to say this is the thing that I love most in the entire world. Business class flight from Melbourne to Sydney last week with Virgin. Hello and welcome to my Virgin Australia business class flight and my lounge review. And I thought I'm going to share my experience. Was it a good one? Was it worth it? First of all, how much did I pay? Of course, I bought the cheapest ticket, as I do, because, as you know, I travel with carry-on only. So I did not take like the extra luggage or like any of the fancy flexible ticket options. I just took the cheapest one. And then a few days before my actual flight date, I got an email from Virgin Australia asking me if I want to place a bid to upgrade. So this is how it's done, you guys. I would not recommend for a short flight to book business class. I mean, unless you really want to spoil yourself, but you're sort of wasting your money because that's going to be like $400, $500, $600 or more for like a 1 hour flight. So is it worth it? That's up to you to decide. So I just wait for that upgrade email and then I place the lowest possible bid. And usually that's like $100. This time it was $65. So I was like, well, no harm done. And you will only be charged 24 hours before your flight if your bid goes through. Otherwise you won't be charged and you just have your original ticket. And lucky me, my $65 bid got accepted. Yay, happy days. I was really excited because it's been a while that I've been flying business class. And I mean, is there anything better in the world? I would say no. Let's talk about pros and cons of upgrading yourself to business class. First of all, your luggage allowance does not change. So you cannot suddenly bring like 2 suitcases or something. So that stays the same, which obviously, since we're all minimalist travelers here on this channel. And if you're not, by the way, my minimalist travel guide, where I explain exactly my journey and like your future journey from chronic overpacker to minimalist traveler, everything is in that guide. So you have no more excuses to pay for luggage. Like, why would you? Just get my guide. It is way cheaper than even for one time if you add luggage to your plane ticket. So if you only fly once, you're already saving if you get my guide. So that's a no-brainer. It is in the description. Anyway, so yes, luggage allowance is the same, which was okay. I was traveling with my Viola on my back and the Underseat Pro, one of my favorite choices. And yes, I do have a video on the Underseat Pro. So yeah, that might be a con. That yes, you're flying business class, but you don't have like all the benefits as in like you can overpack, which is not a benefit anyway, so why am I even saying that? So this isn't actually really a con. We will get to the more cons later, but let's talk about the pros. So you do get lounge access, which is really nice because you can eat as much as you want. You can even shower in there. So the showers a few years ago when I was flying business class once in a while, the showers were always closed and I think that was like a COVID thing or something. But now you can actually shower. So I did not know, so unfortunately I showered before I left that morning. Otherwise I would totally have taken advantage of the showering. But I did definitely take advantage of the free breakfast. So they do have a buffet style breakfast and it was quite early in the morning, so I wasn't that hungry, but I tried to eat as much as possible. The last few times that I've been to the lounge, I always complained that there isn't clear labeling of the vegan options and that there aren't enough vegan options. And now, oh my God, they've got coconut yogurt. And like everything is labeled. I mean, look at it. And I had lots of tea, like they have very good quality tea. I can't tell you about the coffee in the Virgin lounges because I'm not a coffee drinker. They do not have matcha latte, unfortunately. But yes, lots of really nice tea. It comes in fancy big tea bags. And I mean, I always take a few extra tea bags, but don't tell anyone. So that's always good, like when I'm in a hotel and they have only cheap tea bags, I've got my fancy ones from the lounge. It's just nice to be in the lounge. It does get busy at times, but it's still like a sort of like relaxed, quiet, I want to say sophisticated atmosphere. it's not that sophisticated because, I mean, even people like me who only pay $65 get into the lounge. So it's not like super sophisticated, and there sometimes are like kids screaming, so.
For all guests traveling to Sydney, flight K829.
But still, I would say a very, very, very nice experience. And I think if you have a business class flight, you should definitely plan like an extra hour just to chill in the lounge, have your shower, potentially, but definitely eat. Eat as much as you can. And I mean, my goal was to get my money's worth. All the $65 that I spent in food, I tried, but I mean, I could not eat that much. Because I'm vegan, like there aren't that many options, but there are more options than there used to be. But if you don't have any dietary restrictions, oh my God, I mean, there's a lot to eat and you can probably eat $65 worth, I would say. Let's check out the bathrooms real quick. Another big pro, once you upgraded yourself to business class, even though, yes, you're still only allowed to bring your carry-on luggage, but nobody weighs it. There's also a weight restriction on Virgin for 7 kilos for your carry-on baggage. But yeah, I have to add in my experience, because I mean, maybe it has happened to someone. Let me know in the comments if that happened to you, that they actually weighed your luggage in business class. But I think it is extremely unlikely and it has never happened to me. All right, and then the boarding process, of course, super nice. You have priority boarding, which means you can board the plane first. I remember once I actually got criticized by someone because I was like walking straight towards the priority line and I was one of the first people there. And someone who was like standing nearby said, are you like business class or something? And I was like, yes. So maybe I don't look it, I don't know. If I'm not completely mistaken, there are only 12 business class seats on Virgin. So yes, so I think 12 seats. So anyway, you're one of 12 people to board first. I wasn't in this flight because I was enjoying the lounge for too long, so I only rocked up last minute. Okay, it says boarding is closing at gate 6, so I better be quick. But yeah, I don't have to be that quick today because I don't have to fight over space in the overhead locker for my instrument because I'm business class and there will definitely be space. So that's definitely a plus. That alone makes it worth it. Once I was on the plane, I was in the very first row, which is, it is a very special feeling to be in the first row, I have to say. Then, of course, they greet you by name. Then they help you put your luggage into the overhead bins. So I did put my Underseat Pro, which is supposed to go under the seat, but since there was no seat in front of me, the flight attendant helped me to put everything up there. Plenty of room in the overhead bins, awesome. Then they offer you like a refreshment drink. I opted for still water. Not getting my money's worth here. It is nice to have water out of a glass. I think it does taste different than from a paper cup or plastic cup, God forbid. You get a nice napkin always when they serve you something. And then they also asked me what I wanted for breakfast. And I was like, oh my God, I just had breakfast in a lounge. And they do have 2 breakfast options. They do not have a vegan options because obviously I wasn't able to pre-order my food. Had I booked a business class ticket up front, I probably could put my dietary requirements in there. But since I only upgraded 24 hours before that, you can't do that. So I sort of missed out on the breakfast. But yeah, again, I mean, if you eat anything, you can eat like crazy in the lounge and then again on the plane, if you can manage. I was actually surprised that on a 1-hour flight from Melbourne to Sydney, you even get breakfast, hot breakfast. So then the other thing that is always very special for me, and I mentioned that in my previous video, I actually made a previous video about business class travel. And I mentioned that there as well. It is so exciting that you have the front toilet that is right next to the captain. Only a thin wall separates you when you are in the toilet from the cockpit. So you are almost flying the plane, just saying. And here is the bathroom review. I'm sharing this bathroom with the pilots. That's the closest I will ever get to flying a plane. All right, it is very small, but I mean, it's very special to be so close to the cockpit. And while I didn't have the hot breakfast, I still got some snacks. They found me some snacks that are vegan friendly, which was really nice. And I had another tea, like I had so much tea that morning. And obviously the seats are bigger and there's lots of leg room. So if you just want to stretch out a little bit, even though again, it's only a very short flight, so it's questionable if that's actually really necessary. But I mean, it is nice to stretch out and just have room. And here is a con. Something negative, there is no in-flight entertainment. So it doesn't matter if you're in business class or in economy, there is no in-flight entertainment. But then again, eating could be your entertainment. All right, so in conclusion, was it worth it? I think 100% yes for me, because the lounge access, not having to worry if your luggage is overweight. And I mean, usually it isn't, because you know I'm very good at packing lights. And I mean, that's why I made a whole guide about it, because I do know what I'm talking about. But when I travel with my instrument, my viola case with the viola and everything inside weighs, I think, almost 4 kilos. And then the Underseat Pro itself weighs, I think, 2 kilos. And then, I mean, I do need to pack a little bit still. And I was in Sydney for, I think, 4 nights. So you do the math. I did not weigh it, actually, how much the total weight of my carry-on was, but it was probably slightly over. But again, it's not a problem if you fly business class. That was definitely much less stress for me. And of course, you're also faster to get off the plane if you're in a hurry, because you're right in front and they let business class people off first. So that's also nice that you get to your destination faster. This is for Virgin Australia, because if you fly Qantas, for example, you can also upgrade yourself to business. They do the same thing. They send you an email a few days in advance and ask if you want to upgrade. But it starts, I think, from like $300 or something. And I'm like, who has that kind of money? So no, this for me is a big reason to actually fly Virgin Australia, because the upgrades are so much cheaper and you have a better chance to fly business class. And I mean, who would not want to fly business class? I mean, let me know in the comments if you hate business class. I think even for a short flight, yes, definitely worth it. Is it? And that is definitely my preferred way of getting myself to a gig, flying to Sydney and doing it business class as well. No regrets. Totally worth it. Is it essential to fly business class on a 1-hour flight? Absolutely not. But hey, I mean, you only live once, you might as well spoil yourself once in a while. So that is my advice. Spoil yourself, upgrade yourself to business class. If you happen to see me in row 1 on your next business class flight with Virgin Air, please do say hello. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye! I'm not gonna have Daniel's donuts for breakfast because I'm heading straight, bless you, because I'm heading straight to the Virgin Lounge. In that video, I wasn't sure if I only get those upgrade... But in that video... Alright, so let's talk about it, because recently I was... Oh, is this on? Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's get into... Alright, usually I really have to rush and be quick.
This is the final call for remaining guests.
Give it a thumbs up if you... Please give it a thumbs up if you found it... Please give it a thumb... Please give it a... Fuck me. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video.